don't have the in-depth knowledge about the actual participants. So, chat, I beg your forgiveness. Dishonor on me, dishonor on my cow, dishonor on my family.
Same here, Volt. I've seen a couple of the races, but don't know how these are actually set up for the skip or I forgot what it's called. Sorry, everyone. Well, it's midnight for me, and I hope everybody's doing well tonight or in the morning or afternoon. Depends on where you all are at. It looks like the race is off right now, and we are at Flashman stage.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the chat agrees with me on this, but your mic does sound a bit muffled. I'm not sure if that's on my end or your end.
It's probably mine, but I'm not sure what's going on since I'm just using my phone and headphones for commentary.
Well, it might just be me then. Like I'm a bit deaf on one ear, so alright. As long as chat can understand, then. Question in chat: do you know when Game 2 of Christos Owen vs Andy Key Sanity will be posted? I honestly have no idea, B-Bulldozer, but I'm pretty sure the Key Sanity has their own schedule.
They actually do. Let me see if I can pull it up to the chat room for you guys. Let's see. I think it's 6-man LTT.
Neither player getting a skip on the flash attack there, so no time lost for either. I think you're missing an A there.
Oh, yeah, probably so. My bad.
There you go.
Okay,
it's late for you, it's early for me. Oops. Oh,
actually, I need to pull Discord up. I have the channel since I was in the tournament myself for Key Sanity.
Alright, so players going off to Heatman stage. Heatman stage. I remember this stage being a pain in the butt when I was a kid. I always needed item 2 for this. I refused to do those jumping blocks. Just no on this stage.
I wouldn't know since I only played some Mega Man, but that's I actually never could get very far since I keep on dying on basically about on all the stages.
The thing is, I'm like one of the OG Mega Man fans. Like I started with Mega Man 1, and every time there was a new Mega Man game, I would play it, I would buy it, and it always surprised me when people mentioned that Mega Man 2 is like a very difficult game, because I always thought it was the easiest of the entire series. Like what Mega Man games have you played?
Let's see, from the original. I started out on the old PC Mega Man.
Ooh! FeralPigMan taking a dive there. I don't want to make the pun, but I'm gonna do it anyway. No one can stop me. He fell like a rock.
That's horrible, but it's funny, ain't it? Ouch, another fall from him.
And that'll put him behind half a stage, because this is not really an auto-scroller by any sense of the word, but it's not exactly a stage that goes as fast as he wants it to go.
Yeah, that's true, because
And he has to re-farm. Oh, he has to farm up for the zip.
I still don't know how the zips work since I'm just basically doing it the old classic way, just going through the stage the whole way. Okay.
Prissy, we are literally the backup commentators that were just called in 5 minutes ago. So, I do beg your apologies for this. We are both learning as we speak. And we're also trying to fill the time a little bit with chit-chat.
Yeah, that's very true. As I mentioned before, Rockman 2, I actually only seen a couple runs of it and the first one, but nothing else. I played, as I was mentioning earlier, with the Mega Man series. I didn't really play much of the Rockman games. I mostly played the X series. Of the X series, I enjoyed X4 the most. What about you? Well,
Mega Man X4 for me, but let's see. FeralPigMan is on Heatman stage right now, finishing up Heatman. He's not really the most difficult boss. I mean, you just hit him, he'll transform, attack you. There's not much there, as long as he doesn't actually hit you. This Airman stage right now, I've seen it played so many times, and it's still
so rough.
If you're a casual player like I am, this is just so scary to watch.
Yeah.
And there are plenty of speedrunners who are like, yeah, this is easy to do, man. It just looks difficult. Well, it cannot be that easy.
Timing is everything when you think about it with certain stages and games.
Yeah, this Airman is... It has to be a very technically difficult stage to do. Just pull off. FeralPigMan on his way for Airman 2. And there we go.
It's brutal if you're not careful.
Yeah, this is not a stage that's very forgiving if you mess anything up. Like, you're constantly hovering, the pitfalls. Like, it's not so much that you can take a lot of damage in this stage, you just don't want to take damage at the wrong spots. You will be knocked off. Especially at the start of the game, or the part where Feral is right now. A single misframe, a single split second of poor timing, and that's a reset.
I forgot where the checkpoints were in all the stages, since I only played it a couple times. Since I'm really horrible at this game. Most of the Rockman games except except 8, or was it 7?
The 7 was on the SNES and 8 was on the PlayStation, and
the PlayStation one.
We don't really speak of the PlayStation one. I'm sorry, just no. That game with the voice acting.
It's funny, but horribly bad.
Yeah. Alright, let's see how Feral will do his fight against Airman. Let's check the patterns he'll be getting. While Shoka's off to Crashman stage.
Well, let's talk about Airman himself. With the tornadoes that he basically shoots out, it could be in different locations, but at the same time, when you try to shoot, have the bullets to go through the tornado itself, it's bounce back like that.
Shoka getting the screen wrap there. I sadly don't have the knowledge about how the screen wrapping itself works. I think, and chat is free to correct me on this one, what happens is that the game doesn't really know where to put Mega Man after a zip. So it puts him in a screen, and like it puts him a screen ahead of what you're actually seeing. Like it's a very strange mechanic for the game.
Yeah, but Shoka there was a pause buffer, I think what people have been calling it. Is that when you get hit by the enemy, you pause buffer, I pause into the on the screen, then deselect it.
For the life of me, I have no idea what's happening with Feral there. I didn't even know I didn't even know you could do a skip there.
I won't be able to understand how to do these tricks since it looks real difficult.
You need to have expert knowledge on the layout of the actual game. There will be a zip later on during the Quickman stages, and basically if you're too slow on the reacting or you don't know what the layout of the screen is that you're on, so not the one that the game shows you, but the one you're physically on, you will die from instant kills. So You can't really do those ships without having thorough knowledge of the game. It's just not doable. And speaking of the devil, there we go with QuickMan.
It's short slash fast fight. He was there, and he's gone.
Shoka taking up the extra life for safety.
Sorry if I'm actually slow, since I'm actually in the speed gaming channel. It's also not on the restream channel like you are, Volt.
Oh, you didn't get a link?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, that's. I will link you this. I'm actually surprised Fiesel missed that one. Yeah, this has been. Oh, well, Fiesel's correcting me, and he's saying that you did get a link. It's in your direct messages.
I'm actually looking at it in my direct message right now. I do not see it.
I will link it to you just in case.
Oh, never mind.
Do you have?
Sorry.
It's so early for this. Again, Chad, I'm so sorry. I'm pretty sure you deserve better commentators, but this is what you get right now. And Shoka finishing up QuickMan.
Okay, I got it. I guess I didn't look at the right direct message. It's so sorry, Fiesel.
Fiesel is questioning everything in life right now. Every step he made, every decision he's made, every thought he's had led him up to this point, and what does he get? He gets us for commentary. And there we go. Shoka making good use of item 2 to skip the entire first section of this screen. And he'll be using the flash weapon here to skip the quote-unquote mini-bosses. I'm not sure if you can even call them that. I think he started it a bit too early. Let's see here, did he? Nope, perfect timing. FeralPigMan wrapping up QuickMan, and boom. So that one dead and Heatman and the farming for item 3 really put Feral back significantly. Meanwhile, Shoka doing his little screen wrapping action there. Being a bit offbeat with his musical interlude there. FeralPigMan going for Metalman instead of Woodman right now, that's okay. Personal preference, I guess? Nope, missing the split. Or not the split, the zip. Apologies. Kirito, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm looking at the speed gaming bots messaging that I have. Both of the link I got doesn't seem to load it up.
There's a quick help thing in the message you got if it doesn't work.
Okay. Sorry about this.
It's okay. Just take your time on it. It's a best of 3, so you got a bit of time. Okay, Shoka going off to the Metalman stage, being almost an entire stage ahead on Feral this time. Metalman not really, despite the awesome name and awesome design, not really much of a challenge in this game. Shoka missing? No, it's not really that important. Like it's cool if you get it, but if you miss it the first time, you might as well just walk. And again, using item 2 to skip most of this bit. Meanwhile, Feral taking the reverse route and going into the Woodman stage. I think he aimed that a little bit low. No problem there. Shoka going to be taking care of Quick Man or Metal Man easily enough. Again, no issues. You can easily tell this is the first time Wily had to design his own robots because they are all incredible pushovers. They take immense damage to so many weapon sources. And Feral is... Yep, he got a screen wrap there. So he'll be zipping to the final part of Woodman stage. Also, in chat, I'm pretty sure it's been mentioned before, but don't worry, it's not your stream quality dropping. This is just the Bubble Man stage. It does this to your stream. Don't worry, it'll be better quality on the next screen. There we go. It's not Blu-ray quality, but it's better than what you had before. And Shoka getting that zip. Yep. Again, Zipman percent. Not really much of an issue. FeralPigMan finishing up Woodman. And he'll be going to Bubble Man stage 2, I bet. Shoka doing well to leave one mini frog alive, so the next frog will not spawn more frogs. It's always a good thing. Because those little bastards can get in your way a lot.
Okay, I'm back. Hold on, I just gotta pull my... let's see, pop out button, let's see,
Shoka finishing up Bubble Man without any issues again. It's not like the bosses in this game are terribly challenging. Honestly, you can't really gain much time on the bosses, you can only really lose time.
Yeah, that's true. That was Bubble Man, was it? Or
yeah,
the
Feral's
name of the
finishing
boss.
up the last stage. And is he gonna get that zip? He is getting that zip.
That is pretty good.
Yep, Shoka going off though.
Time for Volley stages.
Yep. You have to wonder how much money does one. Oh, Feral taking that. He jumped too high. He hit the spikes, and that's a game over. He will have to redo the entire stage.
That hurts a lot.
That puts him back like so much.
That was basically like he was halfway through the stage, was it?
I think he was slightly through the halfway point, and that's a very uncommon place to die as well. That's not really a jump you mistimed that much. So I don't know what was up with that.
I actually wouldn't know since what I understand is if you do a light tap the jump button, you will be able to get through that.
Well, since you're underwater, the longer you hold the jump button pressed, the higher you'll jump. It is possible to hit all the spikes on top, which are an instant death. But to have that jump there fail on you, that's just... Even casual players don't really have that, so... I don't know if he blinked or just had a moment of being unattentive, but that's a very unusual death. Meanwhile, Shoka coming up to the dragon boss, which should not be an issue, but it's one of those bosses that could be very punishing if he gets a lucky hit in.
Yeah, I remember this some fights. It is a pain in the tush. So,
also, let me take this quick moment to point out, people, we have several speed gaming channels up right now. We have speed gaming 1 through 4. Feel free to give those a follow, and be sure to give Feasel and Mythical a follow for all they're doing. If you have some extra cents to spare, be sure to subscribe to those channels and feed poor Feasel and Mythical. Feed their families, they are in dire need of tacos.
Well, actually, well, there's 1 through 4 channels, but from what I've seen, well, I saw
I
so
should,
far.
yeah, I should correct myself. There are 4 channels currently in use, Speed Gaming 1 through 4. Speed Gaming 5 is slowly being used more often.
By
We have Speed
the
Gaming 6, 7, and 8, but those are not really active just yet. You can follow them, but right now they are not being used yet.
yeah,
From what I can tell, they will be used in future tournaments, but it kind of depends more on the restreamers that separate tournaments have.
from what from Pardry, sorry if I mispronounce your name, but only seen so far that the Link to the Past tournament is using the Speed Gaming 5 channel.
Yeah, there will be races that use Speed Gaming 5, but Speed Gaming itself has 4 restream channels right now, 4 computers to restream stuff. They don't really have a 5th one yet, so Speed Gaming 5 is really only used if that channel has their own separate restreamers, or if one of the other tournaments has a restreamer active.
Huh, I never knew that.
It was actually discussed earlier in the Discord channel. I wasn't sure about it either, so I asked Zelnas TV. Shout out to Zelnas, by the way, awesome guy.
Well, speaking of Zelnas TV, he was actually doing speedrun / randomizer play of Final Fantasy X Spirit Grid randomizer. The Spirit Grid is actually been randomized, but you're going to need to have the game, the PC game, to play the randomizer for the Spirit Grid.
Alright, Shoka, let's see how many fishies it gets. It's 1 fish, and just
Only
one fish. Only one.
That is pretty good right there. Or is either having one or none is pretty good in average, I guess.
Oh, Feral missing another zip there. I'm not sure if he has to farm up for that. And nope. That's the 3rd that Feral's had this game so far. And yeah, this puts him back immensely. Like, at this point, it's Shoka's game to lose. Like, unless Shoka has some terrifyingly dreadful deaths or misslips, he is not gonna lose this raid.
Hope you don't jinx him. No, I never thought. Well, I actually never knew that Quickman weapon is really good against the bosses on the Wily stages.
Oh yeah, it's I'm not sure if it goes for Rockman too, but I do know that in the EU version and the American version, bosses have multiple weaknesses, so it doesn't really mean that it's the strongest weakness per se, but it's definitely the quickest, because you know, some bosses like Gutsman, for example, they don't have invincibility frame, so Quickman will make, well, quick work of them. And Shoka missing the little wrap there. So he has to do it the old-fashioned way.
I like doing these old-fashioned. Actually, now that... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say Feral just finishing up the boss on Wily too.
So, never mind. This is basically off topic of the game, of what we're watching / commentary. If I do try for, in the games, I'm not sure if I do it on purpose or by accident, but the glitches are really too difficult, and basically you have to do it mostly frame perfect. Like, oh, that's really difficult.
This boss is a terror for new casual players. You have to defeat this boss with the Crashman bombs or the Crash bombs, except you have very limited ammo. And you know, for experienced players, this boss isn't really that much of an issue. For a new player, well, it's not unlikely that you'll be running out of ammo, and there's no way to beat those bosses. It's one of the bosses that's only weak to that one weapon, and if you run out of ammo, well, tough tamales. You will die, you will have to refarm, and you will have to restart.
Well, speaking about the ammos, from what I understand, with all the Mega Man games, you don't get an auto refill from it, from each level that you complete in the Wily stages.
You do not get a refill here. I think that was implemented in later stages and in the Mega Man X series, but in Classic Mega Man, no refills for you. So ammunition management is incredibly important in these phases. You do get a free refill if you continue, like if you go game over and continue, but yeah, of course that's not really what you want to have happen. Sorry. Meanwhile, Shoka doing his best at the refights. Not getting good pattern for Airman, but this will fill him up. He'll probably want... Ooh.
That was really good.
I'm not sure if he intended there though. I'm pretty sure he wants a health refill right now.
Probably. With Flame Peaceman, it's probably the easiest fight of them all.
Yeah, there are not really any really tough fights here. I mean, you could argue Quickman is a tough fight because he just rams into you. But that's still not as bad as Red. I mean, Metal Man, for example, he'll just stand still and throw stuff at you, but his own weakness is his own weapon. He'll die immediately. Flashman will walk around, but it's a flat surface, so he can't really dodge much. And here's Shoka going off to face Wily, and Feral having another death. That is the 4th death this entire race. He is not having a good time right now.
I think he's basically frustrated with his progress because of the deaths that he had.
I would not be surprised. He's had a death on... let's see, he had his first death on the Heatman stage, and he spent a lot of time having to refarm for items. He had a death on Bubbleman stage, which was a very unfortunate mishap on a jump timing. He had a death on Wily 2, I believe. And this death just now, he's 4 deaths in. I'm pretty sure he knows.
Shoka got through the...
In fact, I don't think he's even going to finish off this run once he sees the dot done from Shoka.
Yeah. You know, it makes me curious. Where did Wily go on Rockman 2 since Wily just appeared as a alien or robot?
No, it's a hologram. Like there's a very brief mention in the game's manual about Wily stealing something, and you see that little orb that's moving on the screen. That's the robotic hologram he was moving around.
Huh.
I remember in the old days when you see Nintendo Power Magazine, that Nintendo Power Magazine actually wrote down that Wily was secretively an alien, and even they just went along with it. But so far we've seen Wily be a robot, we've seen Wily be an alien. And that's probably the dot done from Shoka. Let's see if Feral decides to finish this run.
Yeah, it looks like it. He's a team player, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen Feral play in the Link to the Past tournament a couple times. I think I even commentated with him once. He's a very minute player where it's, you know, fairly good control of his. I want to say fairly good control over his timing in general, but he is not having a good time right now.
That I agree, but right, which tournament was he in? Link to the Past?
Last fall, the giant Link to the Past rando tournament was in.
Oh. I wasn't in that tournament, so I was in the tournament that they just finishing up, or that they just finished the Q-Sanity.
Yeah, I agree with you, B Bulldozer. Anyone can have an option. I have no idea what time zone he's in. Like, if it's incredibly late for him or incredibly early, you know, of course everyone has that same problem, but it's possible he's having an off game. Plus, I think at this point he's just practicing a little bit, because of course he doesn't have to forfeit the run. He might as well just keep on going like the champ that he is.
Yeah.
Missing another attack, there we go.
With the first game and second game, I have to say that the pause buffer damage is really handy.
Also, I do have to give credit to Shoka, even though it's not a PB for him, or her, I'm actually not sure who Shoka is. He had a very solid game, like no really big mishaps, did a good job on most of the zips. So if Shoka can keep that up for round 2, then Feral's in for one heck of a race. Because I'm pretty sure... And there we go, the one hitter. As B Bulldozer mentioned, anyone can have an off day, and as you mentioned, he's probably frustrated. It's very difficult to get out of that mindset. It doesn't matter if you're playing games or a board game or playing real life sports. If you're frustrated and it gets in your mind, it's so difficult to get out of that. So hopefully Feral can up his game for the next round. Missing the zip. I don't think he's at the right spot here either. Nope. There we go.
That was really good. One thing I just don't like is how precise it has to be. If you don't have it at the right spots, it just falls over. I mean.
Yeah, it's just sometimes you'll see players practicing the zips and they get all the zips first try, and it's just amazing to see it. Even though, admittedly, the zips themselves are probably not the most difficult thing to do. That's just a matter of practice. As far as I know, Mega Man 2 is fairly generous on the zips. And there we go. That is 33-19 from Feral, so 4.5 minutes after Shoka. So GG to him for the first round. Finishing up like a champ. And I don't know if the players will be going for round 2 immediately or if they are going to take a slight break. In either case, I recommend anyone in chat to grab themselves a drink or a snack, because now is the time. Also, I apologize for my alarm clock going off.
Well, I'm gonna go refill on water since I'm low on it.
I encourage you. Be sure to drink your water, chat. Stay hydrated. You gotta look after your health. Stretch your legs a bit. You gotta be healthy. So with this little intermission, chat, tell me, what is your favorite Mega Man game? It can be from the classic series, the new retro series, the X series, the Game Boy series, whatever. What's your favorite Mega Man game and why?
Okay, we are the second race is ready to go. Okay. Sorry, I just tried the SRL, but at the moment I'm looking at it.
Wow, I'm embarrassed. I completely forgot to mention Mega Man Legends, which is one of my favorite games.
No, only beaten the first one, but never had a chance to play the second one.
I can recommend it. The Mega Man Legends games are a very good series to play. RIP Mega Man Legends 3, it was never meant to be.
Actually, let me restate that. I did play Mega Man Legends 2, but I completely fulfilled the underwater segment of the game.
Yeah, underwater levels are... They're a thing, and they're not my favorite things. Alright, Shoka and Feral going for round 2, immediately the Flashman, Shoka being slightly faster on the edges. Also, the players are playing this on, well, obviously it's Rockman, so it only has one difficulty. For the USA version, this would count as the hard mode, which is why you see some enemies take more damage, or some bosses like, not the bosses, like the enemy just now, the wiggly thing. Normally he dies in 1 hit. In this difficulty, because we're hardcore, he dies in 2 hits. And honestly, that's the only difference I ever noticed in my EU version.
What a tank that they are.
Yep. And yep, Shoka gets him before the flash. Feral, not so much. That's gonna cost him a second. And Feral has to be careful. Ooh. Feral.
That was almost a very close call. Why this Flash had to be such a hardcore with the time freeze?
Yeah, it's... Flashman's first fight is... I don't want to say difficult, but he can be a bit... He's not exactly a pushover, because he will run into you. He will deal body damage. And that alone makes the refight a much easier fight because you can just jump over him. And his own stage, not so much. FeralPigMan and Shoka going after Heatman soon. And let's see if Feral gets a bit luckier this time around, because he will be getting nightmares if he fails it the second time.
No doubt. I enjoy the Zero series. What's really confused me about is... when they're talking about the Cyber Elf War, since it would be really good if Capcom did a series. I make a game for that event.
Yeah, but Capcom and Mega Man is a... It's not really something that's gonna happen. Capcom is all about Street Fighter games. And no offense to Street Fighter games, but I'm a bit tired of them, to be honest.
Oh, speaking of Street Fighter, have you actually played the mod that someone made a while back called Street Fighter vs. Mega Man?
I believe I saw the playthroughs of it. I haven't actually played it myself. It's still still on my to-do list, to be honest, but it looked impressive.
It is. It's quite difficult from what I've seen. I haven't played it myself, but it does look difficult.
Okay, Shoka coming up to Heatman. Same. Ooh, that was not a hit he was supposed to get in. There we go. Shoka being a bit trigger happy, and he does have to be careful. Heatman deals a hell of a lot of damage if he hit him.
Well, speaking of Heatman, when do you actually can do damage to Heatman?
I'm sorry, what was that?
In this fight, so when exactly can you do damage to him?
You can do damage whenever he does not have his flame aura around him. If he transforms into that fire line, he's in. If he casts that fire aura, he's invincible. The only time you can attack him is actually if he gets out of his transformation or if he's attacking himself.
It seemed like it's a split second to hit him.
It only looks that way. He transforms immediately after he takes damage. So, because the players attack him, the moment he attacks or wants to attack, he transforms again. So it looks like you have a split second, but it's a very generous timer. Also, good morning, flippity floppity floopity. Did I actually pronounce that correctly?
That's a tongue twister.
I have to give a shout out to that name because that's pretty awesome.
Let's see how fast people can say that 3 times fast.
I'm not gonna challenge. I'm not getting. I forfeit that challenge. I'm not even gonna try it.
I didn't say that. You have to. I'm just wondering.
Airman right now. Feral being on top with this game.
And that's
you go. I'm not gonna stop you if you want to try it. I mean, go for it.
I never said it was gonna be. I just want to see who's willing to try. Cause I know it's. I'm not gonna finish the first. Finish it the first time. I get way too tongue twisted like that.
Oh, and what Stin just says in chat, I actually forgot to mention that he does have 3 different stances when he takes damage, and he will attack faster or slow depending on which stance. And 30, 60, or 90 frames, it's about half a second, a full second, a second half-ish. And if he decides to give all the 90 frames, it's a massive difference from the 30 frames. For an actual world record run, you probably want to reset if he gives all the 90 frame stances.
So basically, if you want to have a good run against it, you want a 30 frame, right?
Yep, you want 30 frames. It's unlikely you'll get all of those, but you want as many as possible. And of course, since he's that early into the route, it's probably more optional to just go for a reset. But yeah, the RNG is a big factor in the actual speed of the fight. Shoka going off to Clash Man, of course it's Crash Man, but you know, translations. And that is a missed screen wrap? Yeah. Going for the second one. Ooh, barely avoiding damage there.
That is so true.
And that is 1 screen wrap for Shoka. Let's see if Feral gets it. He got it on screen 1 last time. Nope, missed it again.
Too many bombs right next to him to actually get her done. First screen.
Feral is not having a good time with this. And those enemies can be so tedious. Just slowly making their way towards you, getting those hits in. Gets a split the second time. He will do the screen wrap here, and he will die at some point, which puts him at the midway point. For those of you wondering, that is why the players have to take deaths in this stage and Woodman stage. Once he does the screen wrap, it'll put him past the checkpoint, and dying puts him back on the actual checkpoint. So, yeah. Logical conclusion, really.
Okay, let's talk about the screen wraps. If people, let's say that some of the people in the chat, me specifically, don't understand how it actually works and how it's done. Do you know how to explain it?
I can try and explain it a little bit, but Honestly, relatively new to this tournament as well. I know bits of it, but I'm probably not good at explaining it. From what I know is, when you have a normal zip, the game tries to put your character in... the game recognizes that your character is in a place where it's not supposed to be, so the game will forcefully move you outside of whatever layer you're in that you're supposed to be in. With a screen wrap, it just moves you to the next screen. However, the actual image that you get is to be on the next screen because the game doesn't really know what to do with you. So your character is a screen ahead of where he's actually at, but the game doesn't show it. So that's why you'll see Mega Man moving through walls and climbing things that aren't there, because they're on the next screen. Oh. And I do hope I explained that properly, but if someone can correct me on that, please do. I would like to know it better too. As you can see with Shoka right now, he is a screen ahead of where he is. The game just doesn't know where to put him, so you get this screen.
Well, I played this game before. I never thought having flash time stopper very handy right here. And
it's the only way I can play this stage, to be honest. Well, that's not true, but before.
I just get through it by dumb luck, basically.
Hey, luck is a skill too.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's actually a feature in roleplays, okay? Look, we all need to be a little bit lucky in our games sometimes. Luck is still a skill. You make your own luck. And don't let anyone tell you differently. I mean, you play Key Sanity, for heaven's sakes. You make your own luck.
It's supposed to be Key Sanity. It's basically very, very dumb luck, and I'm not good. Please don't tell me. Well, actually, I was very bad on my Key Sanity runs. Basically lost all my races except one.
Ooh, Feral missing one hit. Does he get the explosion? He does. Okay. Good recovery from Feral.
Speaking of that,
about half a stage behind Shoka right now. Shoka skipping the mini bosses. Ooh, no, he is missing that last one.
Speaking of missed shots, Shoka actually had a missed shot, I think. With a Crash... No, not Crash, man.
QuickMan.
QuickMan, yeah.
I actually didn't see... I thought Shoka had a good game, but I do know Feral just missed one.
Was that intentional? Was Shoka right there? I don't know the stage that well, so I don't know how it's done.
I think my actual stream is slightly behind. I'm gonna refresh this. Ooh, Shoka. Yeah, Shoka will want to take a death there, and it puts him right at the
bottom
front of the boss.
This is Woodman stage, right?
Yep. Meanwhile, Feral is on his way to Metal. And Shoka having no problems with Woodman. Fun fact about the Woodman thing is he has this impenetrable shield. If you shoot him from a distance and his shield is up, his leaf shield, he'll block pretty much anything. However, Airman shoots his pellets kinda like 1 or 2 frames next to the Mega Man sprite. So you can actually bypass his entire shield if you stand close enough to Airman.
Huh.
Shoka off to Metal Man right now, so I'm assuming Feral will go to work.
Woodman next. Yeah.
At this point, Feral is about half a stage behind. However, Woodman is a slightly longer stage than Metal Man, because Metal Man has so many zips to utilize. There we go. not really zips, but bits where you can use weapon too.
Speaking about classic Mega Man, does anybody remember which Mega Man game that's instead of having Rush at the start as a partner on the original Game Boy, you get a cat as a partner?
The cat. Oh, I was never really into the Game Boy games that much, even though I played them. That's like 25-ish years ago for me.
Yeah, I forgot which game that was since it was years ago when the original Game Boy came out.
Shoka up to the last stage, the Bubble Man stage, while Feral is making his way to Woodman right now. And he'll be taking his death here to get the start at the Woodman bit. Tango the Cat, yes, that's the one.
I have to tell you, getting to Wily on the last stage, when there's a beam, very huge beams being shooting out, that is hard to get past.
Hey Feral, you can be chatting, dude. You have a game to play.
Daddy do.
You're forbidden from having fun. You have to entertain everyone. No fun for you. And again, Shoka leaving one little frog alive, so the big frogs can't spawn new ones. What this game does to streams is just... oh boy. I can only imagine what the first chat of the first streamer of this game must have thought when they saw this stage. Hey dude, you may want to adjust your settings a little bit. Also, to the newcomers, welcome to Rockman 2 Tournament Any Percent. My name is Volt and I'm co-hosting this with Corrido5. We were kind of not even the backup commentator, so beg your pardon if we're not knowledgeable on the game as the main commentators are, but we're trying our best. We hope you are enjoying our little bit of banter, and well, I hope you're enjoying the races. Shoka won the first race. It's a best of 3 right now, and he is slightly ahead on FeralPigMan, about half a stage-ish.
And Shoka's heading into Wily, or like it's been called on into Wily stage. Let
this Wily sink in for a bit. This is such a good team.
Anybody else like me who loves to call Wily?
I can't say I ever had that. Past ATCC, you're right. Races are all about the backup strats, so technically Corrido and I are backup strats.
Yeah, we are.
We are the spare backups.
We are the backup strats that have no idea of how things are done with Mega Man 2.
Nice little zip there from Shoka.
The fairy in the air, that's how we do. Time for the Mr. Dragon. Let's see if we survive this without any falls from it.
Shoka should be fine, but again, that dragon just needs to get one lucky stray fireball in. Ideally, you want to kill him before he gets a fireball off, but it's always possible to just, you know, miss out on a few frames of attacks.
I think actually is harder. The Wily stages. the dragon boss fight or Gutsman's boss fight?
What, the actual bosses or the stages?
Both.
I'd say in terms of stages, well, hard is kind of subjective, but I would say the Gutsman stage is more difficult to play with. In terms of actual bosses, I would say the dragon, because you have to deal... Ooh, Shoka taking a death there. He probably moved before the zip happened.
That's basically the same spots where Feral died.
Yep.
Fell at that spot.
It is right at the start though, so it's not a big loss, but still unfortunate. Ooh, that
was close.
That was almost a lockout there.
He basically fell out of the zip and had a lucky catch right there.
No, he's supposed to fall out at that spot, otherwise he kind of traps himself there. That's because the ladder is like a free spot where Mega Man is actually allowed to move, but you do have to grab the ladder, otherwise you just fall down.
That I never knew, since as I said, I never really was with the Mega Man, the Rockman stage.
We learned something today. The more you know.
Learn something new every day or at night.
This boss is really not too difficult either. The only problem for a newcomer is if you don't know where he spawns and he hits you when he appears from. And that's really it. Once he's predictable, there's no RNG to this. It's always the same spots. And as you can see, the metal discs make quick work of him. And ooh, Shoka, why?
Right.
Why?
Ooh, and it's game over.
You're not supposed to take a death there, and this puts Feral in the lead big time.
Yep.
Shoka going for the jump hit, and there was no need for that. He could have just stood there and thrown the disc. He has to do the entire stage all over. This puts Feral ahead by an entire stage at this point.
Probably
I cannot imagine Feral making the same mistake here.
Don't jinx it, man. Don't jinx it.
Hey, at this point, I can't jinx Feral anymore as himself. I can only bless him at this point. And boom. See, all you have to do is stand in the middle and throw. That's all you have to do. The thing about those bosses is that every new spawn he does move faster, so I don't know why Shoka made that jump towards the boss, but that was very underestimating the boss's speed there. Also, I need to give a shout out to that amazing Mega Man emoji there. I absolutely love that. The fast tap thinking. Like, if I had the money to spare, I would just subscribe just to get that one. Feral getting one fishy and no fishy. Okay. Saves a little bit of frames there. Alright chat, why don't you go spam your most favorite emojis right now? Like, give a little bit of a shout out to your own personal favorite streamers. Hey, Illman, don't you know, tell people my secret plan here, man. I mean, you're giving away all my trade secrets. Oh, my sub on Sigma went out. Darn it. That's a shame. Alright, Feral finishing up the Gutsman, or the Guts Dozer, really. Let's see how many fishy Shokas is getting. Oh, look at the activity in chat here. That is one fishy for Shoka. And fishy number 2, a little bit lag there.
Double fish.
Oh wow, chat is going full throttle on all the emojis.
The one emoji I love is the Joe sandwich one that I got from subbing to Carcinogen SDA.
You'll have to display it in chat. I mean, I have to actually see the emoji to know what you're talking.
I just did a while ago. Let me find the emoji again.
I just love it when people in chat are spamming like all their favorite emojis, and sometimes you'll see like the craziest ones around. And the fun thing about Twitch is sometimes you'll just want to sub to someone just because you want to spam that emoji. I need it. Meanwhile, Feral has to be. No, I saw it coming. He got hit too fast. It's not a big deal. He was past the midway point, but still a death he didn't want to have there.
No doubt.
That's too fast again, Feral.
Feral,
please. Feral,
it's a heart attack here.
It's too early for me to deal with this stuff, man. It's like 10:20 a.m. I actually have to keep an eye out on the time because I am supposed to leave for work in an hour. Players, please. I don't mind in game 3, but please spare me all those mishaps. Also, chat, take a drink, stay hydrated. This is speed gaming, looking out for your personal well-being.
That we are.
Also, feel free to give our speed gaming channels a follow. Speed gaming 1 to 4 are active almost every day. Speed gaming 5 is gradually becoming more active. And we have speed gaming 6 through 8 for your personal VODs and other shenanigans. Those channels are not as active yet, but they are for the future. FeralPigMan finishing up the boss, Shoka on his way to the boss.
Captain Rabbit, where did you give that emoji?
Yeah, that was a clutch fight for Feral, indeed. So he's on his way to the refights. Ooh.
What a splatter bomb.
Yeah, he got it. Okay. Whoa, no! How did he not get that? Okay, he has the ammo for one last shot. But that should have blown up both doors. But yeah, give those channels a follow. If you have the taco money for it, give him a subscription. I'm pretty sure it'll come to the full benefit of speed gaming in general. And also it gives money to have Fiesel and Mythical buy tacos for their poor starving families.
Tacos is tasty. Well, actually I prefer quesadillas.
And Feral fighting Heatman, Shoka finishing up Airman. And boom. Feral probably wants to get a little bit of energy. There we go.
You see that? He goes, say hi and then see you later. Craig, man.
At this point, I'm pretty sure Shoka must feel he's slightly behind. He may opt to skip on one energy tank. While Feral, while he doesn't have any major mishaps, unlike the previous rounds, I'm sure he's feeling the rush and the pressure of being behind 1 point. And Shoka is indeed gaining time. Like Shoka has 3 bosses left, I think. Oh, and Feral has no crash bomb, so he has to do it the old-fashioned way. If Shoka gets the one-hitter with crash bombs, that is roughly 10 seconds saved-ish. There we go, 1 boss left for Shoka. And that is Flashman, which will not be an issue. Boom, boom, boom. And bye-bye, Flash.
See you later, Flash. Bye, Flash. Bye, Flash.
I'm
Bye, Molly.
convinced Shoka did not intend that. Shoka's actually losing time on that one there.
Bye,
So
Molly.
Feral up to the final boss. And honestly, this game should be in Feral's pockets at this point.
Yep. With
and one more gets it. That's GG for Feral. 29-48. And Shoka should probably be finishing this up with a 31-ish. Low 31.
Yeah. Question is, are we going to see round 3 tonight? Are you going to play round 3 or?
I'm assuming we're playing all 3 rounds, all 3 games in a row here, but I actually don't know. Maybe Fiesel can answer that? Not sure if Fiesel is still in chat or not. Oops, that is the wrong link.
Well, I have SRL pulled up and I'll ask them right now.
Oh, and a little bit of info, what I just picked up in the Discord. There are currently 6 speed gaming channels that are going to for the spring tourneys, including the Link to the Past tournaments. Speed Gaming 7 and 8 are currently not being used, but they will be used in the future, also possibly for the spring tournaments. But of course, obviously Speed Gaming 1 through 4 are the most active, with 5 and 6 gradually being activated more and more. Shoka?
This is gonna be close.
He has to do the weapon select every time in order not... Okay, so 2 bubbles cost 1 bar of energy, but if you reselect a new weapon, you kind of reset that too. So that's why it constantly has the menu. But yes, those are ammo strats. And the same goes for Quickman and Metalman, but they are so energy sufficient, I suppose, that you never... Well, that is GG to Shoka, GG FeralPigMan, and now the question is, are we getting the 3rd match in a row? We should be? I haven't heard anything to make me think differently.
No idea yet.
But just in case, I will be asking Fiesel one.
Well, never. Yeah, we are gonna have it round 3. I didn't see round 3. Volt.
And of course I muted myself as I said that, so... well, we'll be going after round 3. Yeah, I'm sorry chat, I am trying to pay very close attention to everything being said here. But I've known Fiesel for so long, I don't always pay attention to what he says. I remember when Fiesel was still an old NES streamer, playing Turtles of the NES, being techno-trolled. I remember when Fiesel was still a speedrunner.
Well, speaking about old days, the only game I actually do know how to speedrun is Pokemon Red. But since I've been speedrun that so long, I've just forgot how to do it. So I have to relearn it. So we are off and back to Flash Ran. Let's hope that they don't have any trouble with the tankers.
Yep, and rinse and repeat, just like the first time. First stage will be Flashman to get that, what was it, item 3 I believe. And then they'll probably be off to Heatman immediately. Not much in terms of stage diversity. The only diversity seeing Shoka is that they mix up Woodman and Metalman stages, which honestly at this point is just personal preference. But yes, good luck to both runners for the final matchup. And for those of you wondering, Shoka won the first round. Feral had a lot of deaths in the first round. Feral won the second round because Shoka had a very unfortunate death on Wily 3, I think.
Yeah,
I know it's the boss that spawns out of the walls in the floor. Shoka had a very unfortunate jump.
Wily 3.
And first boss, as yet again, Feral was slightly ahead. However, Shoka is way more consistent on killing this boss, even though Feral entered first. As you can tell, Flashman has some very generous iframes that don't really last that long.
Well,
and it's really about timing, like sticking to a beat on attacking him. If you get that beat down, you can down him really fast.
Well, at least neither of them got flash freeze this time. Well, Feral didn't get the flash freeze. Shoka was pretty good without getting the flash freeze the last two games.
Yeah, Shoka manages to kill Flashman before getting that flash freeze, which, you know, it's not like that attack lasts a long time, but it does save like 2 or 3 seconds ish. And it's, you know, it's a classic NES game. Seconds matter. Yep, Armageddon. This is round 3. Feral came in with the comeback.
Yep. What do you guys think of the hardest Rockman game of all? How many Rockman games are there?
Personally, the first Rockman stage, the first Rockman game is just, I can beat it, but out of all the NES Rockman games, that was one that took me forever to beat. It was probably the last classic Rockman I ever beat, because it just took me forever.
I think the hardest one, in my opinion, is Rockman DOS. That came out on the old PC Mega Man game.
Oh, Rockman and Bass, you mean?
No, Rockman DOS. Old. On the first gen computers, that is the old-fashioned floppy disk.
Oh wow, yeah, no, that's... I don't think I ever played those.
Those are hard.
Let's pay close attention. Shoka getting some very... well, I wanted to say very fast, quick Heatmans, but it's very much a mixture. That's kind of the issue with Heatman. In this route, they go for Heatman second, but that means you'll be having to attack Heatman several times. And considering he's either fast or slow every time you attack him, it can cost you time. And that's why in the refight they opt to go for his weakness, the bubble, or the lead bubble. Yes, it's called a lead bubble, don't ask me why.
Well,
and, you know, he takes more damage, so he has less time to transform.
I never asked this before. Why is Flashman first, then with Heatman?
I honestly don't know why this is the route that they go for. But I'm assuming, let's see, Flashman makes Airman a lot easier because of what Shoka is displaying right now. It just makes the entire first section way faster. Well, and I guess item 3 makes Heatman easier due to the zips.
So
Like using item 3 for the zips and Heatman makes Heatman easier, and getting Flashman makes, well, it makes Airman easier. But I'm sure someone in chat is able to explain this much better than I can, like someone who actually runs the game. Now keep in mind, I'm just trying to explain it logically from an outside.
That is understandable.
That's from FeralPigMan. Again, and this time on Airman stage. And that was a game over too, so yeah.
I wonder what's going through Feral when each time he gets a game.
At this point, Feral looks like he's wanting to die on every stage possible, at least once.
Now that I think about it, isn't this the third time he had that game over in Airman stage?
Not in Airman stage, but he's died in Heatman, Bubbleman, Wily 2 and Wily 3. So yeah, now we add Airman to the mix.
So basically 5 game overs now?
No. Game over is only when you run out of life. So we've seen 2 game overs from Feral just, and we've seen 1 game over from Shoka. But yeah, it's possible he did this, as chat pointing out, to get the energy.
Energy refill?
Yeah. Since it's a continue, he gets an automatic refill. Whereas if he had just taken a death and not a continue, he would not have gotten the refill.
Oh.
Feral not very confident on his ability to Airman there.
Okay, Shoka wasn't able to get the first.
This is not the pattern Feral wants. He has to be
very careful. I think that was very lucky when Airman decided to turn around.
No, Airman always turns. He always turns around there. He stands right and attacks left, and he stands left and attacks right. If he had been a little bit later, though, he would have blown him into his own body, and that would have killed him. But yeah, it was definitely not the worst pattern he could have gotten.
That was very lucky, and he only had 3 energy left, so that was basically cutting it very close. So basically, I'm guessing on any percent, you just don't pick up the tanks, energy or weapon tanks.
They don't really need them. Like I can't really imagine why they would want to take them in any percent, or honestly, you don't even need them casual. You really don't. It's a nice little bonus, but as you can tell, the players here are taking out the bosses really fast, and any sort of damage that they take is usually intended, like through the actual level. But the thing is, the bosses themselves don't really deal that much damage overall. And as you can tell throughout the normal levels, you can do this a Buster only challenge and you would be just fine.
I wouldn't know since I don't know that much about the Rockman games since that's 7 and 8, but that's not many people. What am I saying?
Let's see, Feral making his way to Crashman, not having much issue. Shoka getting the zip perfectly. Shoka utilizing the screen wrap, and this is so scary. Just even though I personally know the layout for this game, I would need so much practice to actually get this down. This is just I have a healthy what do you call it? I have a healthy respect for those beams. Those are one-hit kill beams.
Yeah, those are.
And Shoka getting another zip just flawlessly, no issue.
I can't even do something like that. I've done it without using.
I know, you gotta be honest, everyone can learn this. I mean, there are so many people in this tournament who had to learn all those zips by themselves. It takes a bit of effort, but you know, the beauty about this game is, okay, unless you're aiming for the world record all the time, this is still a very accessible tournament for anyone to learn. It really is. The only thing that's required is for you to know the exact routing and to invest in learning zips and how they work. Anyone can learn this. Anyone really can. In fact, this game is probably picked up a lot during the 12-hour... I forgot what the event is called, but when people have 12 hours to learn to speedrun a game, Mega Man 2 is a game I can recommend. It's a very fast game, it's a very simplistic game, and it's still, despite that, a relatively challenging game. And Shoka opting to go for a zip there.
And got it.
Skipping the bosses. The 12-hour challenge, yes, I'm sorry, I completely derped on that name.
And there's the screen wrap.
Yep, and Feral finishing up quick map. No problem there.
Going up.
Pepsi. A little bit of a sponsor shout out there. No, we're not sponsored by Pepsi yet, but you know, wink wink, nudge nudge, maybe.
I like to drink Sprite or 7-Up. But that's just me.
Well, at this point, it's still early in the morning. I'm drinking. I'm not used to talking this much anymore. Hell, I'm not used to talking a lot in general. Me being a commentator. Ugh. And once again, chat, I do somewhat apologize for our lack of understanding of this game as it is right now. We were not intended to be the commentators for this game, but for whatever reason we did not have two regular commentators for this game, so we are the backups. We are the salt of the earth and you will like it. That's pretty much all I can say.
Well, we're basically the noobs of this the game. They basically, since we since like I just got blank right there.
We are the backup strats. We're not ideal, we're not the speedrunners, but we are the backup. And we make sure the recovery time is there.
Yeah, that we are.
With that said, people, be sure to check out the Speed Gaming schedule for other tournaments that might be your fancy. Happen to have a Mega Man X4 semi-finals later tonight, much later tonight, or even tomorrow depending on your time zone. The Mega Man X4 0-100% tournament, which features the semi-finals between... well, it's one of the semi-finals, so you may want to check that out. There's still a Mario Galaxy tournament happening, and just, you know, let me see if the command works here. Boom! Check that schedule. There's a game for everyone's fancy at this. We are the backups. we are the meme right now. We heard you like a backup, so we did a backup in your backup, so you can have a backup while you're backed up.
Well, too many backups for the backups.
That's the first and last time I'm saying that again. Tongue game is not strong enough for this.
Well, to be precise, they're actually the last minute backups. Yeah, I gotta stop forgetting what I was about to say.
Just, you know, breathe in, breathe out, let it come out naturally. Oh, Shoka having a bit of issue with this sip. Gets it now though. Perfect display of emoji used there. Very fitting use for us. Oh my god, it is way too early. It really is.
I don't even know. I usually go. I'm usually a late sleeper. I go to sleep about probably sometime 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I'm passing. Also, to answer your question, Sealed Sage, it's not really. There's like a little trick, I suppose. If you select a Robot Master and you hold specific buttons, it turns the stars into birds. There's nothing else that it really.
Throw, let's see if he gets a first transit. Yep.
Yeah, for a moment I thought he was gonna overzip that, but.
Hello, Wally. That was really crazy.
Wily is probably the most polite supervillain in any game I've ever. Always introduces himself like, "Hey, I'm the bad guy. Come, let me invite you to my castle." You know, this secret hideout with a gigantic skull on it. And his name being plastered on every entrance.
Speaking about Wally, did he build Bass and Zero?
Yep, he sure did. And he pretty much made the Zero virus as well. So in a way, he's responsible for the entire apocalypse that happens like thousands of years into the future. And since Mega Man Legends ties into this universe as well, he's pretty much responsible for everything evil that ever happened.
Huh. I never thought that the Legend series was canon.
Yep. The Legend series supposedly take place thousands of years after and Zero series. There's a tie into that at the end of Mega Man X5. X mentions that he wants to start his plans for building Elysium. And Elysium is the place that is mentioned in Mega Man Legends 2 at the end, where the quote-unquote creator lived. And Mega Man Volnut was built supposedly by the creator from Elysium, so yeah. It's not explicitly stated, but it kind of ties in together.
Well, John Skull, I was doing the Key Sanity commentary, but it stopped. But I actually haven't done any other commentary. What are you doing, Volt?
I recently picked up commentary for the Mega Man X4 Zero tournament. More fun than I can put to words, really. It's been a very fun tournament. And I actually wanted to do Mega Man tournaments commentating as well. It's just, I wanted to give myself a bit more preparation time. I didn't expect to throw myself in here like this.
I usually don't mind being the last second being a commentary for things.
Oh, I don't mind either. It's just, you know, it's a bit more fun for yourself if you actually know what you're
talking about. Yeah.
And plus, you know, I'm one of those guys that just, oh, I have a tidbit of information about this movie or this song, and I always want to share it. I have the same thing with video games. Though, admittedly, I have to give a shout out to this amazing chat for knowing all the techniques and stuff and helping other people in chat, including newcomers. You guys are an amazing community.
Well, me, I'm mostly with the games the genre I play basically about everything except sports, racing, and sometimes shooting. Any other, I just play casual.
See, Shoka, you're not gonna make the same mistake again, are you?
Let's hope not.
I mean, if you would, it would be an interesting final match, but I'm hoping Shoka learned from his mistake.
Me too, since
Yeah, he learned from it.
Since basically Feral's basically on his tail at this moment. About 5 seconds behind, I think.
A little bit more. Sadly, this boss is kind of an auto-scroller, by lack of a better word. You don't really have a say in how fast. So, I want to say Feral is about a minute and a half behind-ish. No, wait, he's more behind. I'd say 2 minutes. Alright, everyone in chat, say hello to the fishies. How many fishies are we gonna see? One fishy. Two fishies. Bye, fishies.
Yeah, way too much dragon dressing.
Feral finishing up the little robot boss.
Going down and down.
And chat coming in with the fishies.
Go on, fishies, it's snack time.
Okay, so Shoka entering the Guts Dozer boss at 22:22. Nice time to remind us.
Hello, Guts. Whenever you're getting the pellets to shoot out from, though.
Yeah, I don't know what Wily's obsession with Gutsman is, because I think out of Gutsman or Gutsman references have made the most cameos. There's obviously this is a reference to Gutsman. There's a reference in oh, another fishy. Hi, fishy. Just one fishy, lonely fishy. And there's you see Wily kidnap, quote unquote, kidnap the Gutsman robot in Mega Man and Bass, I believe.
No, don't think Gutsman show up on Mega Man Bass, because I'm not sure exactly.
The Gutsman butt emote, okay. Miriachi or Miriachan, I'm very interested in seeing that emote now.
How about this?
I'm not sure what to think about that.
The Clash Fiesta.
Okay, and Feral entered at 23:30-ish, so he's about a minute, 10, 20 seconds behind. Shoka not faltering, Sage. It's the butt. Oh my god, fake. The Batman stage. Oh no, that's.
Well, it truly makes you wonder why Wally always wants the Gutsman, since he is the weakest of all the robot masters.
That's really a matter of perspective. The weakest robot master on that. I always like Cutman. For me, has the name of being the weakest robot.
Even the anime wrong. Because the anime that Mega Man had, it's either Gutsman or Cutman gets defeated the easiest.
I honestly don't know. Also, Miria-chan, I know I'm aware it's pronounced bass and not bass. I blame Mega Man 8 for that. Because that was the first time I was introduced to the character, because I played 8 before 7, and they pronounced it as bass in that game. And I should know better than to learn from the voice acting of Mega Man 8, but here we are.
I thought bass was pronounced as bass.
Yeah, it's pronounced bass because it's a reference to just like his dog becomes treble or whatever. Like supposedly the names of the main characters are references to music or music related things. Like Proto Man's original name is called Blues.
Yeah.
And of course Rockman's real name is Rock and Roll. And that sort of thing.
It's just makes you wonder what they were thinking of naming the characters.
I am afraid that if there is a post-game interview, you are having that by yourself, sadly, because I do have to leave right after this game is over and done with. Because I'm cutting it fairly short on the timeline.
That's understandable.
And Feral finishing up Quickman, getting a refill. Shoka up to Wily.
Time for round 1, a Wily fight.
And gets it. Nice. Crash bombs are just a way to dispose of that evil scientist. Yep, high metal, bi-metal, high Wily. That's pretty much the story of most bosses in Mega Man 2. High, bi.
Speaking about the Mega Man, watching the games gameplay makes me want to watch the anime that they had. The original anime that they had in the 90s.
You mean the anime or the American cartoon? Because there were the American cartoon. Okay, the Ruby cartoon. Super fighting robot.
The Mega Man NT anime, it wasn't too bad.
There was, yeah, the reason I was confused because there was an actual Mega Man anime, like special remakes that aired on Japanese television. GG to Shoka, by the way, finishing it up. But there was an actual anime that had like environmental lessons for kids and stuff. It's on YouTube somewhere. I can recommend it. It's very adorable.
For those who never knew this, but on the Mega Man cartoon, American cartoon, they had an OVA episode that X actually shows up.
Yeah, pretty much Michael Bay's the entire episode. I've seen that one. He shows up and he's not there to take prisoners, but it isn't about saving buildings. But that is GG to Shoka with a 28:07. Feral making his way, finishing up the race. And with that, Shoka will be continuing to... Are we in the knockout stages just yet?
I'm not sure, since I had to ask Pizza about that.
I'm actually not sure if we are in a... Okay, does someone have the command to the Mega Man schedule by any chance? Or that works too.
Okay, I'm checking the schedule right now. Let's see.
And that is GG to FeralPigMan with a 29:38.
We're in the brackets, so it look like it is the knockouts, but that's just my guess.
Yep, this is the final match in Group D. I'm actually not sure if this means that Feral does continue to the next stage though or not, but again, I'm very sorry for my lack of
Knowledge.
on this bit, chat, but I'm pretty sure someone will be able to explain it to you. With that said, Feral, Shoka, thank you both for running. People, give these players a follow. They have been doing their very best to entertain you all, make it a good race, and it was a very interesting race to say the least. With that, I will be leaving you. Thank you, Kirito, for co-commentating with me. It was very enjoyable, and I hope to see you again in the future.
You too, Volt. Have a nice day.
Yep. Thank you all, and good luck on the post-game interview if there. Chat. Goodbye, and I hope to see you again in the future. Take care and enjoy your weekend.